Hey folks, Cool18 here, and welcome to a very special preview of Tropico 5. I have loved this series since the very beginning, and I'm super excited to be playing as El Presidente again. And this one is actually quite a bit of a departure from the previous series, which just sort of stuck you on the island and had you build things. Now, Tropico 2 was a little bit weird because it was sort of a pirate theme. But other than that, Tropico 1, 3, and 4 were very similar to one another, and that was a good thing. People just kind of want more Tropico. Now with 5, they are breaking the mold just a little bit in that there's going to be multiple eras to play through. You're going to start in sort of colonial times where Tropico has just been colonized by, one of the overseas powers in Europe. And you're gonna have to go through the ages, declare independence, become your own colony, go through the Cold War, the World War era, the Cold War era, and all the way into modern times. Now, this game doesn't come out until about a week from now, and in this press copy that I've got, I can only show you the first 2 eras, but it should still be a pretty fun trip through here. Now, because this is going to be kind of a preview, I'm going to break things down. I'm going to go through a lot of the menus, read a lot of the text. It's not going to be the fastest paced jump into gameplay. So if you do want to go right into gameplay, check your screen now for an annotation. There should be something. I'm going to make sure the music volume is relatively low here just so that you can hear the voices clearly when they come on. So, relatively standard options kicking around, visuals, your resolution, VSync, that sort of thing, and lots of options for rendering. Now, my video card on my computer is like 2, maybe even 3 years old. It's definitely not the latest and greatest, and I've had no trouble playing with everything turned up relatively high over here, even while recording. So it seems like you should be able to play this game pretty easily on a lot of different computers. There are, of course, some achievements that you can unlock here, and the multiplayer, that sort of thing. Now, again, this is a preview copy of the game, which means that some things may break, some things may change before release, but there you have it. And there's a tutorial, but we're going to skip directly into the campaign here, and we're going to experience the first campaign mission. Right now, there's just one campaign in the game, but one of the things that they've proven with Tropico 4 is they're really good at doing a lot of post-release support with, there was an expansion to Tropico 4, and there was a lot of post-release DLC. Some of it was maybe, not the most interesting, but a lot of it was really quite good, really quite interesting, and often worth picking up for, very little money. So I've got to give them kudos that there's probably going to be a lot of post-release support for the game, but, out of the box, also pretty playable. So, because there's going to be a multiple era kind of gameplay going on, you actually build a dynasty. Instead of playing as a single El Presidente, you're going to be playing as an entire family, which is going to have some pretty interesting, pretty interesting results. I'll go ahead and start a new dynasty just to show off here. Sure, I'll keep the default name of Duranda. I haven't played Tropico 5 much, just basically loaded up to make sure that the game was working. So we're kind of going to be learning together. So we're going to go ahead and get that started. Now, the visual model of the character in this preview screen is not the greatest, but that's because you tend to play the game from quite far away and quite far up. So the fact that there's a relatively low resolution avatar should not be too terribly surprising, although that is an awful combination of skin color and hair. What is going on here? Let's go and change that right away. Let's go and, oh, it's on the next screen. I'm going to be able to change hair color. So he's still going to be a ginger, but there we have it. So you can play as a male or female El Presidente or El Governor, I suppose, to start off with, because you're not going to be a Presidente at all. A few different random name generation things, and apparently we can't actually change your first name. You can type in whatever you want for your last name, but the first name pool is, I guess, predetermined, although there's clearly a lot of different options available. Amada, Amaya, Amanda, Amada, oh, with a T, Amelia. So we have female, male. I don't like this greaser look, but we can change that on the next screen. There's a whole lot of different skills you can start with. Now, in Tropico 4, if you're used to playing that, you were picking quite a few different starting traits. Here, there's a little bit less, but I think because of the Dynasty feature, it's not going to feel like you have quite as few options. In fact, there's a lot of different gameplay stuff, including technology trees and things like that weren't really in any of the previous games, so I'm not feeling like there's a real shortage of options. So we're going to very quickly go through the different skills you can start with. Foreman, which increases the effectiveness of all your production buildings, which is pretty cool. General, which makes your soldiers more effective. Administrator, that makes all your buildings cheaper to build. Agent, detects hidden roles in Tropico 20% faster. I'm actually not sure what this does yet. I don't know what these roles do in the game yet, so it'll be really interesting to see what that sort of thing might affect. Agitator gives you more votes when you are cheating in the election. Hooray. Altruist starts you with more money at the start of the game, which is pretty good. I think you start off with a base of about 10,000 bucks, so this is 20% more starting money, which is certainly really good. Celebrity, you get 10% more foreign aid, and foreign aid can add up to a heck of a lot of money if you keep your relations good with the appropriate people. Cheapskate, all constructions are 4% cheaper. Environmentalist, pollution gets dropped, which is actually pretty handy, especially if you're going to be playing a tourism game, because pollution does decrease the quality of the tourist experience, for example. Financier gives us 200 bucks annual income. So after 10 years, this will make you more money than Altruist. I kind of like Altruist more because usually it's at the beginning of the game where money is tight. And we're back to Foreman. So I'm actually going to go ahead and start with the Altruist just because I think this will give us a slightly faster start. So the race, we've got the Caucasian, Latino, African, Asian, and then back to Caucasian. I think I want to go Latino. Because to me, being in the Caribbean island, I guess none of it, but I'm thinking from like all the Spanish settlements is what I usually associate, probably because I played a lot of Sid Meier's Pirates. Although I think we're actually going to be starting as kind of an English colony. So I guess Caucasian is going to be the way to go. Got a big Roman nose going on over there. And a few different faces you can choose from. 1, 2, 3. I think I'm actually going to go with the first one over here, but we got to get rid of this jacket. So on the second screen, we are going to be able to change our costume. We got the greaser outfit, the casual suit. That purple is awful. Luckily, you can change the color as well. A Cold War kind of jacket, which is kind of nice. The dictator outfit, which I'm probably going to want to go for because, yeah. The dark pink astronaut is quite funny here. Let's go to a kind of a white look here. It'll be a little bit more neutral. And then back to the greaser. So certainly we're going to go back to the dictator's outfit because it's the only way to go. So we got a few colors to choose from. I like the dark there. The dark blue is not bad, but I like the cold black. And we're going to go for some, yeah, these sort of navy or dark sky blue pants. Looks good. Hair, pompadour, comb over, faux hawk. I like the hobo look. Not with this outfit so much, but kind of generally speaking. Soap opera, Shaft. Pulp Fiction. Very similar to Shaft, but slightly more. Hipster, nerd, macho, 80s. This look could actually work here. The stash, just the long beard, just the short beard, just the stash, a manly stash, the rocker stash, and bald. And I think, oh, no, there was a couple more hairstyles. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the manly stash over here. I think it's the only way to do this. Bald, mustached, I like it. And we can throw a hot hat on there if we want. No. Maybe with a different outfit. No. 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 Sort of a cavalry guy. You know what? I think we're going to let our glorious bald head shine on. And then we've got a few glasses that we can use, and a pipe, and a cigar, and a pacifier for some reason. And a clown nose, because why not? It's Tropico. You can't take yourself too seriously. But I think what we're going to do is start with this kind of look. And hit OK. Now there's going to be a cutscene here, which I'm going to skip. But it just tells you that, hey, you know, we're arriving at Tropico. We're going to make a huge reputation for ourselves. It's fantastic. One of the things I do like is a pretty copious amount of options here in regards to our difficulty settings. So economic difficulty from low to high, political difficulty low to high as well, and disasters from none all the way to relentless. I'm going to keep everything on the default. But if I recall correctly, in Tropico 4, 3 and 4, I think, there really wasn't a whole lot of ability to change the difficulty setting of the game. Especially in the campaign, so it's nice to see that in there. I think if I play going forward, I'll probably crank up the difficulty quite a bit, but for this particular preview, we'll leave everything where it's supposed to be. We also got the choice of 2 starting islands. We've got Cayo de Fortuna, which is nice and green and pretty, and Bao Bao, which is quite a bit more arid, although I suppose it's still pretty as well. We're going to go ahead and start in Cayo de Fortuna and get that going. I like this sort of oil painting look, actually. It's quite nice. Always get your little quotes when you start the game.
Ah, the Caribbean.
And a little bit of text.
A lush and untamed land. My new home.
I don't think this is the same voice actor as Tropico 4, which makes me kind of
A new
sad.
beginning, far from the politics of the old world. A chance to start fresh and do things my way.
My way.
I'm tired of the musty weather and rigid thinking back home. I need a change.
He sounds more like
I was appointed governor
Spanish,
of this island.
Texan, like
Not that anyone else wanted
oh,
the
what's
job
that word?
anyway.
Tejano.
My unique
That's what he
approach
sounds
to
like to me.
government will make this colony the most prosperous in the Caribbean.
Not like that sort of
How hard
Caribbean
can it
Spanish
be?
from
You just
Tropico
need
4.
some planks, a few nails, and a trusty advisor to shout at.
Oh, Penultimo. I happen to know he's back. So new dawn. So we've got our little starting area over here.
Welcome to the Caribbean.
And of course we get our quest.
Allow me to introduce myself, Lord Oaksworth, His Majesty's emissary to the region.
So as I said, we seem to be a colony of the British Crown here. So this mustache, this is fantastic. Reminds me think of maybe like a Robin Williams in I don't know what movies he's had these beards on, but or just sort of hanging around in everyday life these days with this fluffy beard that you just kind of want to run your fingers through. His Majesty has graciously given you this colony to rule in his name for a number of years indicated by your mandate. Down over here, we've got 4 years currently before we get replaced. Complete the tasks sent by His Majesty, and I'll make sure that you get extensions on your term as governor. So that's the thing, you got to balance out, achieving certain mission requirements so that you can make money and be successful, but you also want to stay on as governor. At some point, though, we will want to declare independence and become our own nation, the glorious nation of Tropico, not merely a colony of some European nation. Bah! So, we've got a couple of quest pop-ups, or just one to start off with over here, but let me pause very briefly here while we scan around on the island. So we did start with about 12,000 bucks because I did start with altruism. We've got a population of 70. Currently our approval rating is 26, which is not terribly high. The Royalists, most of our island is made up of Royalists, actually hate me quite a bit. The Revolutionaries like me a lot, but there's not a whole lot of us. And the Crown is neutral when it comes to us. No current modifiers going on. The Revolutionaries, here's the list of all the people who are Revolutionaries. Gregorio likes me the most. In fact, is that not me? I think that might be me. Well, Duranda is my last name. So hang on, we can find out. I'm Narciso Duranda. Still, that might be part of what's helping us out there. So if we pop that back over, and if we look at the Royalists, some of them like us okay, but some of us really, really hate us a lot, like Adela over here, who is homeless and unemployed and broke, and no wonder she's kind of unhappy. So maybe we'll try to improve the situation a little bit to try to get them on our side. We'll take a look at the rest of the almanac a little bit later. Overall, most of the controls work pretty similar. Arrow keys to move around. The left mouse button can rotate the view and sort of tilt the camera down. You can zoom in. You can zoom in a fair amount. I mean, again, the game is mostly meant to be played relatively far away to keep an eye on things, so the individual characters are a little bit rough. But look at this. We've got these sort of colonial people with their jaunty hats. He's actually a soldier. He looked like a soldier. Another one over here. So they're probably going to the palace because my palace has got lots of soldiers. I think one of my mouse directions is a little inverted. So every time I turn, I try to turn the wrong way. So I probably would just try to avoid doing that altogether. Our palace is extremely colorful over here. One of the things I've noticed in the game is that you don't really set the pay for your workers exactly. Instead, you set a budget for the building. And I think the upshot of this is that it's just clear how much this building is costing you. When it was like, well, you're paying your workers $6 each, and there's 9 of them, so that's $5 million, right? No, something like that. So by having the budget here, it just sort of makes it a little bit clearer. We can tune it all the way up to 80. All the way down to 20 on our palace. You can see here it changes the job quality and also the wealth provided to our people. So right now they would be considered to be poor wealth. If I go to medium, they're considered to be well off. I go all the way up to the top, they're going to be considered rich. We'll leave it medium for now. We'll take a look at this exploration option a little bit later. I can see the people who belong to my dynasty. Right now there's just Narciso, myself. The workers of this building, we just saw that. The effectiveness of my building, currently working at 100% effectiveness, and upgrades that we can get later. This personal death squads, awesome, will be unlocked later when we get to the World Wars era. Now again, in this preview version, I don't think we can actually reach the World Wars era. I might be wrong. That might be the second era, in which case we will see the World Wars, but I'm not sure. If you do want to see later gameplay, we'll just stay tuned. After May 23rd, the game will be fully available to everyone to play, and I will be able to play a full game. And we've got a description here, and there's also a cheat menu over here. Now, I don't know if this is only existing in the press version or not. I don't quite have that information. It would not surprise me, or maybe it's always going to be there, because why not? Instantly win a mission? Sure, great. Okay, we can probably unpause the game. Again, if you're not familiar with Tropico, the whole idea is to run a city on an island in the Caribbean. It's fantastic. And be a very nice and not at all tyrannical governor. We've got a dock here where we'll be trading goods back and forth. We started with our construction office to build more buildings, a teamster's office, which will go to things like your farms to pick up goods, and usually we'll bring them to the dock to sell. And then we've got a few country houses. Now, what's interesting about these country houses is they do have little gardens in the back, and apparently the people who live here will feed themselves based on this food. So this corn farm over here will mostly actually result in goods being sold for trade, which I like a lot. And we're going to go ahead and unpause and get the game going. We'll start to accept some of these quests.
Greetings, old chap. Have I got a deal for you today? As Crown Representative, I can offer you your very own trading license.
Woohoo! I can start you off with the silver package that includes a trading license and a free ship. However, for a man such as yourself, I have to recommend the platinum package. That includes all the features of the silver package, as well as not one, not two, but 3 special trade offers to start you off. I'm going to go ahead and just start with the silver package, just because I want to save a little bit of my cash to just develop my island, although this potentially might be very lucrative. It's interesting, I could also buy a trade license from the Dutch. It's a lot cheaper, but it will tick off the crown. Of course, those are my masters back home. But I'll just start off slow. We'll start with the silver package. We'll take a look at the trade view very quickly. Actually, let me give it a little bit of a pause. We'll talk about everything that's down here. First thing on the left is the build menu. Now, the build menu can also be accessed by right-clicking anywhere. This will be very familiar to veterans of Tropico. Things are divided into a variety of categories. Just feel like there's quite a lot of buildings. Now, some of these are not available right now. For example, the geothermal plant will only be available in modern times. Some of these can only be available in the Cold War. Some will be available in the World Wars era. And right now we are in the Colonial Era, so we're going to do that. It looks like, okay, I was wrong. I think I imagined there was an extra era between our Colonial Era and the World Wars era, which doesn't actually make any sense. So yeah, we'll be able to see the World Wars era and play with a few more buildings and see how some of the politics changed in that situation. Raw resources over here, pretty standard sort of mining, crop growing, killing animals for food and trade and profit. The wharf will allow you to fish, which is both food and also something we can trade. Logging camps, cut down trees, and you can use the logs to sell. Later on, we'll also be able to build a lumber mill, where we can turn the logs into lumber, which we can sell for a higher profit, for example. A few industrial production sites, like the lumber mill, which I was just talking about. You'll notice that the lumber mill doesn't need a new era. It actually just needs a plant technology to be unlocked. And technology trees are new to the Tropico thing, so we're going to go ahead and talk about that real soon. But most of the other buildings, yeah, they're all going to come simply in later eras. I like the fact that it's a fashion company. That's pretty cool. Let's go to our luxury goods buildings here. Some of these are the same as what was there before. I'm pretty sure the chocolate factory has not appeared in any version of Tropico in the past, and I like it because I like chocolate. Got some houses we can build. Entertainment sources. Right now, we're basically only limited to the tavern, but hey, who doesn't like a good drink? Luxury entertainment. We can build an opera house, apparently, which is going to be kind of classy. A lot of this stuff is also going to be helpful for tourists if we go down that route. And speaking of tourism, here we go. And it looks like we can't start doing any tourism at all until the Cold War era. As far as I can tell, we can't go any sort of like hotels or anything like that. So right now, all the entertainment stuff will just be for your Tropican citizens. Welfare and media. Right now, we can just do Catholic missions and groceries, but later on, we'll be able to unlock bigger churches, hospitals, TV stations, that sort of thing. We can do research and education. Now, having educated Tropicans is important because certain jobs can only be operated or worked by educated Tropicans, but also some of these buildings will generate research. The library, for example, will generate research points for us, which we'll use to unlock more buildings, like the lumber mill, for example. Economy and foreign relations. We can build a lighthouse, provides additional trade offers. It's unique, we can only build one. Got dry docks and embassies and banks and offices and all that we can only build later on. And our military buildings, right now we can only build the guard tower. Engages enemy soldiers in the vicinity, which might be very important depending on the scenario. We'll be able to unlock a military fort with research, and everything else will just come in later eras. So that's all of our building options as is. Next thing is the almanac, which is generally telling you some of your statistics of your village. Now, right now, there doesn't seem to be as much information in this almanac as I'm used to in previous versions of Tropico, although it's quite cleaned up and looks very nice. I'm wondering if, as the eras progress, there might be a little bit of stuff. Looks like we've got 2 unassigned managers. We're going to take advantage of that real soon, I think. What else we've got? Our dynasty members. So there's Narciso again. And, yeah, not much to say. Apparently we can customize them again. Apparently we can also spend 50,000 bucks from our personal treasury to level him up. So as per previous versions of Tropico, there's the city treasury. This is money you can spend here to build buildings in the city. But you can also pack away money in your own private sort of Swiss bank account for your family. And in this version of the game, it actually matters in that you have this family dynasty, and having that money around enables you to do fancy stuff. That helps in the long term. Here's the research screen. Right now we've just got a handful of buildings to choose from, but if we do scroll, you can see there's a lot of different stuff that can be unlocked later on, including something called the internet. Yeah, that's never going to take off. But going all the way over to the left-hand side, right now we've got the ability to research the sickle, cowboys, or the shovel. These here require that we have at least 2 techs of research before we can start to research these, and then 5, and so on and so forth. Although very quickly we also run into things that are just locked by eras. I'm going to go ahead and queue up the sickle, and because we're going to build some farms early on. Now we don't have any research points right now, so it's not really going to do anything, but we may as well have that ready. Of course, again, if you're a veteran to Tropico, you're used to edicts. These are laws that you can enact as El Presidente. Change the amount of food that people have available, enact different taxes, and so on and so forth. We're going to have to research different things to unlock some of these things, and of course wait for certain eras later on to unlock quite a few more options. Also, and we won't see this until we declare independence, we'll be able to write a constitution and literally pick certain laws like who can vote and so on and so forth that will have a pretty big impact on our gameplay, so it'll be fun to play with that. Here are trade routes that we just unlocked by accepting that very first quest and paying a little bit of money. So we have no active trade routes right now. If we look at the agriculture here, there is one option to import corn. There is another option where we can sell cotton or cocoa. We can import some logs, export planks if we want, and right now there are no luxury goods offered. Now, if I'd taken the thing, the alternative, the platinum package, as the advisor called it, I would have had a few more options in some of the categories. For example, I might have a couple of potential exports here for agriculture. So we're gonna have to take a look. Maybe we can put down some cocoa or cotton plantations and sell that for money. Now, if I just have a cotton plantation right now, for example, and that will automatically be brought to my dock, and the ships will automatically come and buy those goods from me, and I will make money. Right now, the value of cotton is 1,100 per, I don't know, per cargo container, per ton, or whatever, per unit. If I accept this mission, then I will be able to sell it for slightly higher. Now, I only have one ship right now, so I sort of have to pick and choose a little bit carefully which one I want to take. Before I do that, let's go ahead and set up. Oh, we've got another quest here. What do we got?
His Majesty needs money to build a new underwater palace.
Underwater palace? I want one.
Begin growing money. I mean, one of those crops that make heaps of cash.
Right. Carry out His Majesty's wishes and be rewarded with an extension to your mandate as well as other benefits. So he just wants us to build a sugar plantation. Well, listen, I'd be very happy to sell some sugar. That sounds sweet. We're going to go ahead and build a road and just extend it out this way, just to give us a little bit of extra real estate to build. Now, one of the things that you'll notice, actually, if I go ahead and start raw resources, a plantation, I like this interface. It looks a little bit better than some of the things before. We're going to flip over to sugar. And there's sort of a color coding about the quality. It's a little bit hard to tell the difference between sort of the greener areas and yellower areas. Orange stands out a bit. Avoid that. Avoid the red. Looks like it's relatively green over here. Now, if I do try to build over here, you'll see an error message down here that will tell me I'm too far away from the road network connected to a construction office. Previous versions of Tropico, you could basically plop down these buildings wherever you wanted, but it wasn't actually a good idea. You really did want to build next to roads whenever possible. And so this is actually going to be kind of enforced this time, presumably. It's possible that it would actually let me build here, I just realized. It might just be warning me, because it's only here where it's overlapped, I get a red error message, and here where I'm trying to build outside of my explored area, again, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, that it's got red. I'm thinking it actually would let me build here if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I want to build connected to the road. I can rotate with the mouse wheel. We're going to go ahead and sort of, it's a little further away. Yeah, maybe we should start a little closer, just for convenience. Yeah, sure. Okay, we'll build a sugar plantation. You know what? El Presidente loves his cakes, so we're going to have to build a sugar plantation right next door. I could quick build this building, but I think that would be a little bit silly at this point in the game. I don't have that much income right now, so I got to be a little bit more careful. Let's go ahead and let the game play itself out. So people will leave the construction office, head on over to the plantation over here, get the little plantation house built, and then it will start to grow some sugar for me. So as soon as I complete that, then I will get an extension of my mandate from the quest, which is great. Now, while they're building that plantation, I'm going to want to build another one. Do I want to build cocoa or cotton? Ooh, cotton is pretty yellow and orangey over here. It's got some greener areas over here, but I think cocoa, nice and green. So we're going to go ahead and build a cocoa farm right next to the sugar farm. I mean, really, that is a pair made in heaven, right? There's your chocolate right there. So we're going to get that going, and I'm going to go ahead and accept the trade mission to export cocoa. Oh, was that wool there before? I think it may have added in. I think they change over time. I'll go ahead and accept the cocoa one. Looks like we've got this contract for 5 years, and I think that they will buy up to 16,000 units from me in that time. we'll give it a try. Oh, this is exporting it to smugglers. It's very interesting. Also the West India Company and more to smugglers. Oh, if I accept this, it's actually going to tick off the crown. The king is going to hate me for trading to smugglers. It's going to like me if I trade to the West India Company. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and try to keep the king happy for now. We're going to do cotton instead. Now, I can change the crop here to cotton. Oh, right. It's terrible over here. You know what? Cancel this construction. We'll get our money back. That'll be fine. We're going to extend our roads out in this direction. Connect that up that way. People move faster along roads, which is really the incentive. And later on, you're going to get cars. And cars follow roads, obviously, and then they move much, much faster. So I think, yeah, we've got, actually right here, looks like a relatively green area. So let's dump in the cotton farm right over there. And we've got our El Presidente wandering around, checking everything out. Now, I don't think you can control El Presidente in this version of the game. If I have him selected and I try to right-click somewhere, it doesn't look like you can send him places like in previous versions of Tropico. I might be wrong, I might just not know the controls for that, but we'll see. So, people are...
His Royal Majesty has instructed me to present you with this letter of commendation.
Well, thank you very much.
For your achievements in the name of the Empire.
All right, I was going to say, unemployed Tropicans are currently going and becoming hired at the plantation to start working there. So, we've had our mandate extended. Good. We've got the extra 6 months tacked on there. And we get an extra gift. We can take some 5,000 extra bucks to add to our treasury over here so we can build more buildings. We also take it as a personal gift that gets placed into our Swiss bank account, which helps my dynasty. I can't spend that to improve the city itself, though. We'd also get a longer mandate or a whole bunch more citizens, which is good because I'm going to need some employment, some people to work my place. But I'm going to go ahead and take the 5,000 bucks to build a little bit faster. I think for the sake of the video, it's going to be a bit better. Now, if I recall correctly, we have some managers in our place. We have 2 unassigned managers, so it doesn't... How do I actually find out who the managers are? I don't know. But we can assign a manager. I can assign a manager to my palace. He's a landlord, so he'll increase the housing quality in nearby residences by 5. Is that all he does then? So he's got a unique trait. Yeah, alright, Ephraim Cruz. Well, since most of my houses are down here, what I think I'm going to do is assign the manager to this construction office. Boom.
Ay, caramba.
Oh, it selected him, I see. Hire. Alright, well that's really interesting. So, 45, 45... So if I built a house further away, so I'm guessing the base housing quality of this house is 40, and it's just improved. The shack is a quality of 15. This shack, also 15. I might be wrong. We'll see. I'm sure we'll figure out how this works at some point in the future. Shacks, by the way, are what people build if they have no other houses to live in. So we're gonna have to build a little bit more housing soon. But let's take a look at what kind of missions we've got.
Progress is the path to autonomy, Governor. We need more scientists to think important thoughts and discover new stuff.
I love stuff. Let's definitely do that. So researching new technologies will allow us to improve our economy and society and help us break the shackles of our imperial masters. Research buildings require educated workers. You may have to hire them from abroad. Task is to build a library. Reward will receive more tasks. Okay, I love tasks. So again, we did set a research project of the sickle, but there's no research happening because we have no research points. So we will absolutely, definitely build us a library. We'll build it near the palace. El Presidente loves to read. We'll get that going on there. So we got a few crops going on. So hopefully that stuff will start to get exported. We still have a fair amount of money kicking around. I'm actually going to go ahead and drop a few more houses. I know that there's going to be a quest prompting me to put some more houses down soon. I don't want to overdo it, but there's a lot of shacks going around. I'm going to go ahead and queue up 5 houses over here. Let them get built. Hopefully they'll get the bonus from that landlord, however that works. That's all I have for managers, right? Yeah, no others. I mean, for a while I had 2 unemployed managers, did I not? 1 unassigned manager, but maybe whoever the manager is, they don't have the skills required to work in my current buildings. Again, this is basically my first time playing it. I loaded the game technically to make sure that it worked, and that was it. We're basically playing this blind. It's being kind of fun. I just lost a whole lot of money building all those houses. It's pretty standard for me. I'm your standard spend and spend politician. I love to go into deficit. We're going to fast forward it over here until we get the next quest. As soon as the library is done, we'll probably get some more quests, actually. I do love the music in this game. I know I've got the volume there pretty low, and that's mostly kind of a YouTube issue. Every now and again, there's some wonkiness going on there, so better play safe than sorry. Ooh, we are really losing a lot of money very, very quickly. It's just going to get worse once the library gets going, but hopefully we can trade a little bit of goods and make ourselves some cash. We got a little bit of stuff to export there. We should also get a little bit of foreign aid, basically, from the crown. Now, it doesn't look like we have... Oh, hold on. Hold that thought.
We rule in secret.
Oh, right. We've got the Illuminati.
Of mankind. We are the Order, and you will be one of us.
Okay. I've been watching your career with interest, Governor. I sense great potential in you. However, joining the Order is not so trivial. You must first prove yourself, gain your independence from the Crown, and you will be one of us. So I have to declare independence, and that will end my mission. So to declare independence, I have to increase my popular support above 50%, and to do this, improve the happiness and take steps to increase the revolutionaries on your island. Alright, I'll work on it. Now, go back to normal speed. So yeah, it looks like I don't have any educated workers, so I will probably have to hire a foreign worker, which costs money. You know what? I'm gonna wait on that. I'm gonna wait before I do this, because while I would like the research so I can get technologies, I don't like that. Now, the population you start with is a little bit random. In my little test game, I actually started with like 3 educated people on the island, so I was able to fill that right away. Ooh, looks like we did get one. Joaquim Ibanos started to work at the library, so we're going to get a few research points at some point. Right now, we're going to take 13 months to research the sickle, which isn't terrible, I suppose. Oh, and another ship comes in right away. Oh, this is just a generic freighter. This is my actual trade ship, which is supposed to be picking up cotton, and I do have some cotton kicking around, so I'll get some bonus money from selling that. Fantastic. All right. And we got another mission.
His Majesty has commissioned the finest architects to design his new underwater home. We need your cash crops to pay for them.
Okay. We buy your sugar and then sell it twice the price in the civilized world. Oh, great. Our mission is simply to export sugar, which would be relatively easy to do since we are already trying to export sugar. How many unemployed people do I have right now? 0. Actually, and there's 10 open jobs, so I need more people. I was going to build another farm, but I guess that would be a little bit foolish, apparently. Yeah, we don't even have a full set of workers at a cotton plantation or a sugar plantation. So they're not working at full efficiency, but hey, we're not completely bankrupt anymore, so I'm pretty happy. Oh, and there we go. The Crown just sent me $6,100, and I do appreciate that very much. Although honestly, right, I need right now are a few more workers. We're getting some babies popped out. We did get one person to die. Ooh, from lack of health care. That is really a shame. And unfortunately, I can't really do anything about that. I can't build hospitals or clinics yet because it's not the right era. Grocery, I don't think is required at this point in the game because most of our people are living in country houses and they can feed themselves, but maybe we'll put one down soon enough. I would like to get a cat, like some religion, keep people happy. So I guess I will simply do that. I wonder if there may be a mission to build one later, and I probably will have to hire a foreign expert to do that. We'll have to see. I'm going to hold off on hiring anyone new at the library. But it will not surprise me at all if we'll have to do a Catholic mission. We have a lot of room to expand on this island. Like, there's a lot of space here. And that's actually a big thing. In Tropico, you don't generally tend to actually fill up your island before you sort of end your missions. So there's a lot of space. What, you know, the biggest difficulty comes from, like, working around natural landscapes rather than just, you know, running out of space or anything silly like that. I mean, who would design a city building game where you felt like you never had enough room? That would be crazy.
Being able to stand on your own is a virtue I personally cherish. Self-sufficiency should be every country's goal.
This is a lesson I would like you to learn well. Show me that you can stand on your own and become a profitable colony, and I will help you with your revolution. So if I had 15,000 bucks sitting in my treasury, I will get 12 educated revolutionaries. That I'm going to accept for sure. I'm not really good about saving up money. I'm much better at spending money. So that's unfortunate. How's our open jobs? Still 10. I'm still short on people. I guess I'm not going to be doing any sort of expansion or anything like that. Now, I did build my country houses. And we still have a few shacks, but I don't think I'm going to go spend the money on more houses yet. I hope this is a quest that'll give me more cash.
Independence must be every Tropican's ultimate goal. But you can't expect us to fight a revolution on an empty stomach.
Of course not. Tropicans can find food wherever they can, mostly by liberating it from your farms. However, a much better way to provide food for your people is to build a grocery and supply it with food. It also provides a higher food happiness and thus increase your popular support. Alright, so I will do that, and I will get a reward of revolutionary support. In fact, I will just go ahead and queue it up instantly. And, ooh, needs road access, so we'll tuck it in that way. And we've got another mission.
The burden of ruling twists our perception of humanity.
What?
To us, people are just a resource that has to be managed properly.
See, this guy, I don't think I don't think I actually want to be friends with him. But, whatever. 5 managers will immigrate to my island if I build 5 new country houses. And that's why I knew this mission was going to come up, so I didn't want to necessarily overdo it with the building, even though there were still some shacks happening. Any of the missions that are in red, I believe, are based on the sort of current campaign mission that you're on, and anything that's the other, more yellow exclamation mark mission quests are sort of semi-random quests that can pop up from time to time, often in response to your current situation. We just got 17 new citizens, which is great, because it means we're going to have some unemployed people, which means we can actually afford to expand our farming, which I will do. I'm going to build probably another sugar. Sugar. You know what? Actually, never mind. We're going to go and throw down some cocoa. Looks like, do these farms continue to expand? Or do they just have different shapes or something? Oh, no. All right. Oh, it's because it gets cropped to where you can place things. All right. Let's do that. I still like cocoa and sugar. Still the great combination. So we're going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and build the 5 country houses as well. Probably push myself into negative money. How much do these cost? 1,500 each. Oh, they're ridiculously expensive. We're going to tuck one in here. You know what? We'll put 2 in there. It's expensive. I should, like, bulldoze some of the existing houses and then rebuild them just to get credit. No, that would be silly. I'd still have to pay for them. It would lower my maintenance, but... So I got a quest to get 15,000 bucks, and I'm in the negatives again. Very standard El Presidente quill. That's how I do it. Wow, that freighter did not export a whole lot of stuff. I don't think they buy the cotton, though. I think the cotton is reserved for my other trade route. Right here, we've traded 900 of 27,000, which is not a whole hell of a lot. Really should build some more cotton plantations. I need more money. I need more everything. Pretty standard for me. I think at this point I might fast forward, although the grocery's just about to finish. I like the mission here. Looks very much like some of the missions I went and visited in Texas, like around San Antonio, years ago. I gotta go back to Texas. The food is amazing. Plus, when I'm there, I'm like the skinniest person around. It's amazing. And I'm not a skinny person. No offense, Texans, but your food is just too good is the problem. How can your people resist eating it? Alright, wow, so in debt. Grocery just finished. Needs a worker. I'm not going to spend any money to do that, though.
Thanks to your efforts, the revolutionary movement is growing stronger.
Ooh, I get some rewards. The sign of gratitude for your support of the movement of the revolutionaries have offered their help. Remember to increase the approval rating above 50% to declare independence. Increasing the number of revolutionaries on the island will greatly help you with this task. So we can get new trade routes with smugglers. We can get 2,000 bucks to our Swiss bank account, which is not too shabby. But I'm going to go ahead and import revolutionaries, especially since they're educated, because I'm still lacking educated people in general. Oh, and we need educated people to work the grocery as well, so that'll work out. Plus, more revolutionaries. Seems like it's going to help me win the scenario at some point. I don't, again, still new to Tropico 5. I don't know how all the rules work, but feels like it's probably okay. Let's go ahead and kick up the speed since we don't have any money. And hopefully this will stop me from spending too much.
I say, being a crown colony is a kind of competition. One you are losing,
what?
Old chap.
Don't tell me that Puerto
Colonies
Coco is
Puerto
beating me. I hate those
Coco
guys.
And Isla Rojo are beating you badly.
Ah, Puerto Coco. In fact, the islands of Puerto Coco and Isla Rojo are doing so well that the crown has come to expect much more from you also. His Majesty has decided, since the region is doing quite well, all colonies should pay a higher tax this year. Ooh, well, I'm already broke. And I gotta make money. You know what? I'm gonna refuse to pay taxes. It's gonna piss off the king, which means they're actually gonna give me less money annually. But screw them. I don't care. I don't have any money to pay you anyway. I will gladly pay you Tuesday for a burger today. Alright. Come on, plantations. You're not, like, outputting as much as I'd hoped. Not making as much cash as I want. What can you do? cotton plantation making a little bit of money. Helps that, of course, we've got a trade route going on there. Freighters coming in. Oh, we've got 4,700 bucks to kick around there. We got some...
While searching through the crates of colony supplies, we found a sickle.
Yay!
Now we have something that goes perfectly with our hammers.
I love you,
This
Penultimo.
will boost production sky high. I can almost see the glorious future.
So, I love the fact that your quote-unquote research of the sickle just involves, say, just finding one. Tropicans are not the brightest people around. We're going to go ahead and take cowboys for the ranch upgrade, because I don't know if we even have access to any minerals in the ground, so we may not have to rush to a mine. Well, we'll see. Actually, okay, this unlocks ranch upgrades. This just unlocks mines, period. So actually that makes more sense. We're going to go ahead and research the shovel. High technology right there, the shovel. Alright, so we should be able to make a little bit of money from trade. Other than that, I think we're going to continue mostly just waiting around. We're still slightly fast forward.
Many people are ready to give their life for their ideals. You must be ready to take lives for yours.
Whoa! Don't agree with me? I will have to take matters in my own hands and show you. The royalists on your island do not support independence and will lower your approval. I've arranged for the deaths of several of them. This is an important lesson. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices to achieve your goals. In fact, several royalists have been killed. Yeah, you just killed 5 people. Politics. Well, the number of revolutionaries is going up, and they do like me a lot. My popular support is growing as I get more revolutionaries. It's actually going to be a relatively easy scenario to win, which doesn't make... It shouldn't be a terrible surprise, given that it's you know, the first mission in the game. It should be pretty easy and relatively quick. Now there's my trade ship. We've got plenty of cotton kicking around. Oh yeah, lots of cotton waiting there. There we go. Now we're slightly positive again. We still don't have enough money to really spend anything. Crown is still sending me some money, which is good. Maybe I will spend something. Or, you know what? I should probably try to wait to cap this out. One of the big questions is what my current unemployment situation is. No one unemployed. Okay. So building it any more farms wouldn't make much sense.
That is to say, me, discovered the shovel 40 times. If I find out who put it there, I will kill him. Anyway, I gave it to the miners so they could put it somewhere safe. Like underground.
Alright, so we can start building mines. We can also start researching something else. What I think I will do is start researching the 2nd level tech. Manager skills for production buildings. Oh, that's probably good, because right now we've only got the landlord skill. Actually, let's go ahead and unlock that and see what we can do with it. There was something I wanted to do. Oh, the overlays. I want to see... Can we not see deposits? Because we've unlocked the mine now, right? Raw resources, mine, must be constructed over deposits. And it does a required deposit, and I don't really see one here. So I think what we'd have to do is actually do the exploration thing. So everything in the gray here I can't build. But if I go on my palace, I can spend $1,000
His Royal Majesty
and explore
has
another area of the map.
instructed me to present you with this letter of commendation for your
wonderful.
achievements in the name of the Empire.
Keep giving me more money. Because I'm going to try to complete the money quest and then turn around and build the last 3 country houses that I need. There we go. And I got some citizens
Jolly
rather
good, old
naturally.
chap. You've given His Majesty's subjects food, so now you should make them pay for it.
Oh, interesting. So there are 2 edicts. The no free lunch, where the Tropicans have to pay for food, and the extra rations, where they just get more food for free. Oh, and that's funny. I like the idea of the revolutionary support because, of course, it increases our, our path to victory. I feel right now that we're well on our way to winning without having to extend our mandate, so it seems like the way to go. But I kind of like the idea of getting both rewards. Now, we'll just go for extra rations. So, let's issue an edict. Extra rations will cost me $500, and my citizens will simply eat more food and become happier. And no free lunch actually cost me $3,000, but presumably will turn a profit after a few years. But yeah, we'll just go extra rations. Blammo. There's not enough bread in our bread and circuses. Most Tropicans eat once a day. This makes them slim and athletic, but not very happy. Some extra rations would be more than welcome when we have the food to spare. Don't forget, fat and lazy people are less likely to revolt. Excellent.
Thanks to your efforts, the revolutionary movement is growing stronger.
Excellent. Free technology. Wow, all of a sudden I've got a flashback to like civilization, and that was the thing to do. I'm just going to go for more educated revolutionaries. The more, the merrier. Approval rating is increasing. You know, what's the reward for the country houses? 5 managers. You know what?
Being able to stand on...
Let's go ahead and finish the houses. I don't like the fact that my people are living in shacks, especially as we keep getting more of them around. You know, 1, 2, and 3. We finish that. So, you know, we've fallen behind on our money goal, but I think overall we're still going to go okay. I'm going to keep playing on fast forward like this. Make good progress. We are actually turning a profit now, which is nice. El Presidente is walking the streets of town. Look at this. Tienda de comestibles. I keep wanting to say comestible because that would be French.
I see the houses are ready. Unfortunately, the islands of Puerto Coco
Puerto Coco!
and Rojo have kidnapped the managers intended for you.
As I understand that they offered large mansions to get the managers from under your nose. Don't worry too much about it. You'll be able to get back to them at some point. In the meantime, I used the orders connections to get you an extension on your mandate. So, we've got 12-month extension. That's fine. I do love this church. Oh, there's like nuns here too.
I sat with 3 other members of the research team. Suddenly, it dawned on us. We're 4 men. You get it? 4 men?
Ah.
Incidentally, we also discovered bad puns.
Manager skills for production buildings unlocked. Okay, we're going to take a look at that. We'll go normal speed. We'll queue up another research. I want to unlock planks. I want to build a lumber mill. We've got like forest around here. We can do something like that. We've also got some quests we can unlock there. Just out of curiosity, what kind of manager could we get? Ooh, supervisors. Increases building effectiveness by 5. Well, that sounds really good. I'm going to want that on my farms. So let's hire one of you. And hire one of you as well. Great. And what kind of quests we got going around here?
I found this book in your office, Governor. It's written by Comrade Marx, and it has some interesting ideas on how we should build our society.
Comrade Marx, words about the struggle of the proletariat. Reminds me of our struggle for freedom. We need more of these proletariat guys. You should build a new production building to grow our working class. So build another plantation, we get more support. Yeah, it sounds like a relatively easy thing to do. It has to be cotton. Oh, okay. Has to be cotton. So we will... Yeah, the cotton... There's slim pickings for placement of the cotton. I guess we're going to go here. It's not the ideal location, but it'll do. Let that get built. What's the other quest?
Presidente, as you know, it is your will alone that keeps Tropico together.
Of course it is.
Without you, the entire island would crumble to dust and be lost forever.
That is very true. Perhaps it is time to consider adding another member to your dynasty. Yeah! Just to be on the safe side. I've done some research and discovered that you have around 50 cousins. We'll need some sort of test to narrow down that number a bit. Do you have any ideas? Arm wrestling, singing, synchronized swimming. I don't need a successor. Arm wrestling.
As the heir was born, all animals became quiet. A light shone through the skies, and La
sounds like North
Chupacabra
Korean.
herself went to the crib and bowed to the infant. At least, that is what we will write in the history books.
Sounds good to me. Using ancient rituals involving heavy rum drinking to affect his brain, we may impart some starting skills to your newborn heir. What should they be? So, agent, detect hidden rolls in Tropico 10% faster. Magnate, mining and oil deposits are depleted 10% slower. Tactician, all soldiers receive 5% less damage. Mining and oil deposits depleted 10% slower. It sounds like an excellent idea. So, okay, let's get rid of this purple. We'll make a girl person. There we go. I like that. What kind of hats can we get? You know what? I like the dictator hat. She doesn't wear the dictator outfit, but she's got the dictator hat. I like that a lot. Glasses? Some sort of smoking thing? No, we're going to leave her just like this. Rosalinda Duranda. Well, it's a pleasure to have you join the family. Okay. I know, it's the 2 of us. How cool. Level up cost will decrease upon scenario completion. So the longer they're around, the easier it is to level them up. Yeah, we're going to have to get stuff in our bank account here. Oh, and I can select who I'm playing. Well, I'm going to stick with my current person for now. That's going to be okay. Since I don't have any mines or anything, so it doesn't really matter. new ship coming in. Fair number of goods to export. We're doing well. Almanac. 6 unemployed, so we could... Well, actually, this plantation will finish, and then they'll go to work there. We're almost to 50%. Now, you don't have to declare independence as soon as you get to 50%. You can go on longer if you want to. But I think we're probably going to cut it there as soon as we do. And that'll be a good place to put a cut in the video as well. And break it up by era. Actually, that'll work out very, very well. The eras do give you, like, somewhat more focus to work on. And does streamline, like, kind of what buildings are being produced. It is a very different way to play the game, but this still feels very much like Tropico. And that's a good thing. It's like a Martha Stewart statement. And that's a good thing. There you go, exporting some goods. We're going to go ahead and fast forward. That way I will try very hard not to spend my money anywhere. Of course, we're waiting for that cotton plantation to finish. And we got another quest over here.
While His Majesty finds your island's backwardness most amusing, he is now worried that it will hinder his great plan.
Don't we already have sickle technology? Let's see what happens when I accept.
His Royal Majesty has instructed
Awesome, I get the
me
reward
to
right away.
present you with this letter of commendation.
Alright, I'm going to take the money again. Okay. Now the question will be, can I ever finish the money quest? That would be very much unlike me. But it's got to happen at some point. We still have shacks, too. The cotton.
Thanks to your efforts, the revolutionary movement is growing stronger.
I don't need more revolutionaries. I'm just going to take the cash, which should complete my next quest. Why isn't it, like, not actually completing? It was just blinking at me. That was weird.
Just discovered the number of times you need to get hit by a plank to actually discover something. It is around 7, depending on the plank in question.
Oh
We
my
call
god.
this the Planck constant.
The Planck constant.
I'm sure it will become very important one
This
day.
is a thing in physics, the Planck constant. Alright, so the lumber mill has been unlocked. We can research some more techs. We're going to need the trigger or cowboys. Let's go for the trigger for military fort. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and set up a lumber mill. Or a logging camp first. I think we'll set up a pair of them. Yeah, sure, here. And then... Well, actually, I'm going to wait for the lumber mill until these actually get constructed. Because they should get constructed and worked first.
Nay, the duty of every freeborn Tropican to grow his own bananas.
Oh, I love bananas. Country houses may not be as fancy as Lord Oakworth's mansions, but they provide every Tropican with all the necessities of life. A roof above his head and a fine garden to grow his own food. Citizens living in country houses will never starve. So I gotta build 6 and get more support. I'll accept the quest. I don't know how much I'll prioritize it. We do have some shacks. Yeah, what the hell. Let's put down a couple right now anyway. And then we'll reevaluate. There we are. And in this case, a couple means 3. We got a whole bunch more citizens, so we actually do need more housing from that. And how's the unemployment situation? 11. Okay, so logging camp's already full. I can pretty safely then, right away, build myself a lumber mill. We're going to build it right where the shack is, just to get rid of it, force people to move out of there. Don't have any upgrades. We can go and build the... Oh, inoculation. Effectiveness is increased by 100. Oh. Fiber fertilization. All other nearby plantations and hydroponic farms increased. Oh, interesting set of
His
different
Majesty
choices.
personally inspected several reports from your colony
Oh.
and discovered a major oversight in your designs.
Some of your buildings are not working as efficiently as expected. It seems your island has finally figured out how to improve certain buildings. Suggest you invest in some upgrades. So if we upgrade 2 plantations, our mandate will be extended by 6 months. Oh, I was just looking at that. So I can mechanize the plantation, which decreases workers by 2, but increases effectiveness by 20. Actually, that sounds pretty handy. We'll free up some workers there. And here. There we go. That's actually, it's a cheaper
Royal
upgrade, and it
Majesty
seems like a
has
pretty straightforward one
instructed
for us to
me
do.
present you with this letter of commendation for your achievements in the name of the Empire.
I don't think I need to rush, actually. Even though I'm negative money right now, I'm going to start building my Swiss bank account. I think it's time. time to start building my personal fortune. Because we do have some decent exports still happening. We're going to start doing the whole logging thing, which will go really well, especially once the lumber mill is finished. Oh, that's the construction priority. Is that always there?
Great news! We found out how to use the muskets the Crown sent us. Apparently, all you have to do is pull the trigger.
Wow.
Our research was seriously hindered until we discovered you should not look into the barrel when pulling the trigger. We lost a lot of good men that way.
Tropicans, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so we got the military fort unlocked, which is still not a priority really for me to build right now because I'm not feeling much in the way of a rebel threat. And this scenario probably has a relatively low risk that way. And a lot of it will also depend on your ruling style. Oh, we don't have anything researching right now. We can get started on the next level of stuff. Newspaper unlocks a new building. Red tape, which unlocks a few new edicts. And the Constitution! Increased support for independence, basic Constitution principles. Yeah, let's go ahead and research that. 46% approval rating. Currently negative money, but we should be doing pretty well. If I do get a little bit of extra money, it'll be spent on more country houses just to finish the quest. Plus, there's 1, 2, 3 shacks, 4. Yeah, there's a handful of shacks going around. So we'll go and increase our housing situation just a little bit. We should get some money here. This is the regular cargo ship. Curious, actually, if I take a look at the trade route, how is that? Is this my cotton one? Yeah, lots of capacity left. So only 17 months remaining on there, though. Then we'd have to pick a different contract. But I'm still quite happy with shipping out the cotton here. It's going to be fine. Really could start trading with some smugglers and pirates and stuff too. It'll piss off the crown, but yeah, who cares? There we go. Finished the lumber mill. We do need. Oh, it's illiterate can work at the lumber mill. That's good. Just try not to cut off any fingers, please. Everyone's got cool hats. What kind of upgrades can we do here? Dust incinerators, the log debarker, but only later on. So nothing for now. So we should be able to turn a little bit more money by getting the lumber mill going on. And so we've got some logs sticking around. Plenty of logs. Logs. In fact, if there's a lot of stuff in the output queue in some of these places, yeah, like that, it might be time to build new teamsters. What?
To steal your treasures.
What? Those greedy pirates have learned of your vast riches. Oh, I actually have money right now. They'll burn down our buildings and rob us blind. You have to stop them. Use your troops to defend your buildings and drive out the raiding pirates. Okay, let's pause. Now, unfortunately, and I was just talking about I don't need defenses. I didn't know there would be pirates attacking me. Military fort. Squad can be sent to explore uncharted lands as well. Well, we're going to build a fort on the coast, except I can't. There's uneven terrain. So we'll build a guards tower on the coast. And quick build it. I'm still paused. And I'm going to build... What am I going to build? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to build. I'm going to build a road over here. And I will also build a military fort. So we've got some extra soldiers. Try not to cut down too many trees. Uneven terrain. There we go. That'll hurt this logging camp, but that's okay. And I will, what is this?
Comrade Governor, the more I read
research the foreman
Comrade
technology.
Marx,
We've already done that.
the more sure-
Accept. Give me my reward instantly.
Thanks to your efforts,
Thank you.
the revolutionary movement is
More technology,
growing
more
stronger.
trade routes, more revolutionaries. Give me revolutionaries. So we're going to quick build this defensive building, and hopefully it'll defend against the pirates. No, don't burn down my farm! Don't do it. Don't do it. 8 pirates.
Construction of His Majesty's underwater
Oh, this again.
palace has begun. The Crown requires a great many tons of your crops to help pay for this massive project.
You know, my mandate is fine. Screw you. No mandate. I still have to send half, apparently. I can't refuse to send any at all. But it'll increase revolutionary support, which seems like a good idea. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Oh, come on, I quick built it. Why haven't you finished? Top priority. What's this?
Presidente, my career as a weatherman is over.
We got a tornado
I
too?
promised everyone a warm and sunny day. And now we have
I miss the old times when Sonny was in charge of telling the weather. That's again Tropico 4 stuff. Okay. How on earth are we getting pirates and a tornado at the same
I
time?
am afraid that your colony is still doing rather poorly compared to
No,
your
no
neighbors.
taxes. What's this
Comrade
quest
Governor,
for? Hire
we
new
need to
manager. Okay, I
inspire-
accept. Oh, that's our heir. I see. Whatever, we'll just hire someone random just to finish that quest. Alright, so these are probably the soldiers from my palace.
The revolutionary movement is growing stronger.
Give me more private bank account stuff. Although if I did take more revolutionaries, we may have just won the game. Still have a full squad. Oh, no, that's us. Pirates, yeah, we're full and full of health. Going down a little bit. Losing a fair bit of things there. Yeah, they came from the palace. Oh my god! Rebuild. Rebuild. Stupid tornado. Pirates and tornadoes. Not my palace! I'm hoping my palace is well built enough that it can survive a tornado. Yeah, apparently the guard tower can't be insta-completed while there's pirates about. Okay, they are finally starting to fail. We've lost a lot of health, but the pirates are much worse off. I actually like this new combat. Much better than it used to be. It's very clear, this whole health thing. Makes more sense who's winning and losing. And the battles can be drawn out a little bit.
In the game. I can now accurately predict range of cattle, shack, and furniture across the entire
We lost 6
island.
people and 3
Here
buildings.
is the damage report.
But we got some disaster relief, and we've already rebuilt. We already built the 3 buildings got destroyed, so that's good. Well, since we can't insta-finish this, go ahead and, yeah, make sure it's top priority on the military fort. We want to make sure that gets finished here. Still 5 pirates around. We've lost one of our squad members. It sucks. Let's just fast forward at this point. Lumber mill still being worked. We've repelled the pirates. There we go. They weren't even all killed. They just ran back to the shore at a certain point. Okay, good. But now we've got some extra defenses here as well. All on the coast, so we'll be hopefully defended against pirates in the future. I may have not needed a fort, but I don't know. Maybe I did. Got a little bit of cash left. Plantation still happening here.
The leaders
Constitution,
of the Tropican
yes.
In our desire to put into words the will of the Tropican people to follow and obey the laws of the state and maintain the traditional universal Tropican values of liberty, peace, love, understanding, siesta, and hidden Swiss bank accounts.
Excellent.
Do hereby sign the first legitimate constitution of Tropico.
All right, let's take a look. First of all, we can queue up another research. Let's get Can we backfill anything over here? It's unlocked newspaper. There might be a quest to build one at some point. The Constitution screen is still blank. Yeah, we do have to declare independence first. Now, meanwhile, so we got good standing. So they like the new buildings. And we've got more revolutionaries than royalists, which is the right direction. But our popular support, not quite as tall as it was. Crown doesn't like me all that much. Tough. Deal with it. What I should just do, actually, is see, how can I make my people happy? They have no entertainment, no healthcare. I can't do anything about the healthcare. But hey, do you guys want to get happy? We can also build gardens, which increases beauty, but let's get a tavern going on right over here. In fact, we might build a pair. I'm going to do that. A bit redundant, I think, but maybe not that much. Alright, we've got our fort done. Gang cutthroats and murderers that call themselves soldiers. Good, good, good. We have no other managers kicking around. Even upgrades for later on, modernized weapons. Alright, now we're going to be properly defended. Nothing to worry about again. Hopefully we'll get our logging industry going on again. I should actually have canceled this. Built them where there's maybe a little bit more trees. How's our employment status, actually? Let's take a look at that real quick. 18 unemployed, 6 open jobs, which will get filled soon. So we can certainly build maybe another logging camp. And a Teamster's office. Actually, we're going to do that, because I felt like there was a lot of goods that were maybe still just sitting around inside of the buildings.
I understand you are still struggling with trivial things like money.
Ooh.
I will aid you this time.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty broke. Do I want the money myself, or do I want to put it in a Swiss bank account? Swiss bank account. We should be turning a profit. I mean, we hit a bit of a hard time there. Let me just hit some fast forward.
The sea is too crowded. It is full of lost cities, rich American industrialists, and sleeping alien gods.
Cthulhu.
His Majesty has no desire to mingle with such things.
Construction on the underwater palace has been stopped. From now on, you will receive fewer, if any, options to extend your mandate. Oh, so yeah, so we're basically at the end of the mission. So we can take another 6 months extension, but I don't think we need it. I don't think we need it at all. You know what? Let's go ahead and increase the treasury here, especially since I'd get more there than my Swiss bank account, just to make sure that we can build any more buildings I might want to plop down here. I should actually build the last set of country houses, actually. I've got the cash. It just came in. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, and one right next to the bar. It's loud, but also very fun right there. Might actually want a second construction office if I'm queuing up so many things. Well, and actually with the extra money I have, I might want to quick build a few more things, but I think I'll just be patient. I'm going to keep running the speed.
Woo! I'm getting ahead of myself.
Hey!
The island is
51%.
ripe for revolution.
Approval rating is high enough you can proclaim independence from the crown. We can finally be free from their stupid demands. Yes, I want to proclaim independence. How do I do that?
We are the shadows that move the world. We rule.
Oh.
Presidente. Woo!
Ah, there we go. Oh, all right.
Governor.
Yes,
The
proclaim
island
independence
is
now.
ripe for revolution.
Boom.
His Majesty is most amused by your declaration of independence.
It's currently not very interested in your little island anyway. If you pay to the Empire for the losses it incurred from you, you'll be allowed to be independent. Otherwise, the royal forces will come for a small visit. We can get $20,000 in debt, or we can let them come. Okay, I have a fort, and I have one extra defensive tower. I wonder if that's going to be enough. There's only one way to find out. Let them come. Oh god, there's a lot of them. Yeah, that is...
We're coming for you.
That is a healthy amount of attackers. They have a higher base hit point than pirates, these Royal Canadian Infantry. Or Royal Canadian? Sorry, I'm Canadian and some things just flow off the tongue. Yeah. Okay. I think we may be screwed. Oh, what a time to autosave. What could possibly go wrong?
Awaiting orders.
We will fight you in the streets and on the beaches.
I wonder if can I sneak in another military fort? Like over here? I don't know if that even works. Oh, it's partially unexplored territory. Really? There we go. Top priority. Can't quick build, and I have no idea if it's going to finish. Okay, they're working on knocking down this tower. We're about to lose the battle. No! Oh, this is awful. This is awful. I should have just paid the money. But I had to find out. I had to try it once. Rebuild. Looks like we're being routed.
You fight like wussies. Surrender and live.
Oh, they're going to blow up my building. We're going to lose the fort, too. Well, guys, this was a fun video. I would have hated myself if I hadn't gone and called and encouraged them to attack me. But clearly, the Royal Canadian Marines or infantry here are pretty damn competent. One squad might actually go away here.
This is gonna hurt you.
Oh, they're taking some pretty good damage. I'm losing some stuff, too. They did leave the fort alone, which is good.
This is gonna hurt you bad.
When do we charge? I give my life if need be.
Well, we might not be completely lost.
We will fight you.
Why
in
are new
the
citizens
streets
arriving
and
now?
on the
Are they
beaches.
crazy?
Viva la revolution! When do we charge?
You wouldn't hurt a lady, would you?
We're coming for you.
Pay for your sins.
Live to fight another day.
Let's see if I can quick build this. I'm betting it can't be built at all during an attack. Yeah, it's going to be positive 99%. Which makes sense. It would be stupid otherwise, but... So what happens when we lose? Do we get sacked? I mean, really, they should come in to the palace and probably take me away? Oh god. Oh my god! They're trying to set fire. High priority. I don't even know what this does. We have no defenders. Oh, high priority to reinforce this stuff, I suppose. Right, okay, no. Set low priority. High priority being the palace makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, there's no defense going on. The battle is lost! Game over, man! Game over! Oh no. Alright, so note to self, if I... Oh, that is sad.
Devilish combination of the global economy, the Illuminati, bad weather, and just plain rotten luck made you lose. Please leave your beard and your hat on your desk on your way out.
Yeah, quit to the main menu. Well, listen, folks, I hope you enjoyed this preview of Tropico 5. I am actually going to turn around and play another game right away. Maybe I'll even start in the sandbox mode. And definitely you can expect more videos of this in the future. What we'll probably end up doing is doing a bit of a Let's Play of the campaign once the game comes out, and we can explore all the different eras. And now, I know, don't challenge the king until you've got, maybe 3 forts on the coast. Probably just better off to pay them $20,000. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment. Did you know I read every single comment someone leaves on my video? That's insane. Why would I do that? I don't know, but I'll read yours.